G'day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the 8th anniversary stage, and we're going to be taking a look at the right hand path of the 8th anniversary stage. So this is the battle against the Boo Saga duo, or the Spirit Bomb duo, or Boo Spirit Bomb duo, SS3 boys, whatever you want to call them. But basically this is going to be our battle against them. Now, it's pretty difficult to fall within the time slot, but there's two ways to do this. So firstly, we are operating a movie heroes slash superheroes team. Secondly, we are going to need to have two tech piccolos. You can have one, depending on how lucky you get in your second rotation. So if your one rotation is Piccolo and then 2 units and the second rotation has Tech Vegeta, then you can make it work. Because then Tech Vegeta doesn't take too much damage, so you can do that. So you don't technically need 2 of them, it's just ideal to have 2 of them. If you don't want to use Piccolo, you can replace them with whatever other strongest unit you have. You definitely need at least 1 Piccolo though, for a couple reasons, but we'll get to that when we get there. This phase is only 2 phases, or this stage is only 2 phases. The first phase is an AGL phase, where they're relatively difficult. They're relatively tanky, but you should, ideally, best case scenario, you get through them in 2 turns. Worst case scenario, 3 turns. It's possible if you do on either, but honestly speaking, obviously way easier if you do it on turn 2. That extra turn adds a lot of help. Now, in terms of items, we are using a support memory for 10% increase to movie heroes damage. Obviously, that helps us out quite a bit. And then also, we're using a Belma, which is actually a very good support item that gives us a 25% damage increase or attack increase for 5 turns. And yeah, we're gonna need it. It really helps to make it way more consistent to win. However, it gives you no defensive leeway, and that's kind of where the giant form and the active skills come in. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting kind of stage, I guess. Basically in the second phase, what will happen is Goku and Vegeta will prepare their Spirit Bomb, obviously, which is a pretty major thing. And essentially with that Spirit Bomb, what will happen is they will slowly build up energy for their Spirit Bomb, eventually up to the point where the bar is full, and then they will launch the Spirit Bomb, which does a huge amount of damage. Now, your best bet is either to interrupt that attack, because in the turn they launch the Spirit Bomb, they only have 1 attack, or alternatively, what you can do is you can dodge it for the most part. You can also pop like double Whis or things like that, or double King Yema or Ghost Usher. Like, there's options you can use item wise, but you rather want to use the Belma because you want the damage increase. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's far more valuable to us in terms of clearing the stage than having like that defensive security for that turn. Now, outside of that, that's kind of the basics of the event. Obviously, we'll talk about a bit of the strategy with the team now. So in terms of strategy with the team, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to basically use the giant form to help to disrupt the Spirit Bomb a little bit. So obviously you use the giant forms for damage. I mean, they are great for getting in damage, but you can use them to disrupt the Spirit Bomb as well. So you can either use them straight away, or alternatively you can wait until the bar is almost full, and then you can use these giant form. The only issue with this is you can start to run out of time a little bit. What I like to do is I like to basically pop 1 giant form pretty much upon the second rotation, upon the moment it's available, and then I pop the other giant form immediately on the other one. It just allows me to get some chip damage. Yes, they are going to obviously get their Spirit Bomb off, and that means that you're going to need to either dodge it, which I either usually do with the transformation of Vegeta and Gogeta, depending on the timing of the giant form, or I use an active skill like Gohan's, Ultimate Gohan's, or alternatively use an active skill like Cooler's, Strength Cooler, whichever one obviously works. But yeah, ultimately at the end of the day, can use either or, as long as, you know, whatever you use works. Basically, whatever strategy you use works, whether it's evasion, whether it's interruption, it needs to happen. So yeah, outside of that, honestly, so the main thing is obviously the Vegeta combo. And the big thing you want to do here is you want to make sure that you enter into their second turn with 50% health. So I just skipped the giant form there, because obviously, you know, giant form is a bit of a pain in the ass. But you can see there, we had the giant form, and then now we are at the spirit bomb phase. I'm using the active skill here to obviously interrupt, which obviously takes away Goku's ability to fire the spirit bomb, and now we're pretty much free to go. Again, you want to prioritize damage. We need to prioritize damage. We have to make sure that we hit as much damage as possible. So you can really see, like, I'm trying to prioritize linking, damage, trying to maximize what I can here. But yeah, we really need to get him down that extra bar and a half, because the active skills with Vegeta and with Gogeta are going to be very crucial when it comes to determining how much damage we actually do. So like, they're very crucial to getting that final, I'd say, third or so of his health down, like almost entirely on their own. So it's very, very crucial. So yeah, prioritizing damage the whole way through. Gohan was a bit unfortunate in that he couldn't build up, otherwise it would have been a nice little additional damage boost, but it's not the end of the world. So yeah, obviously pretty good stuff. I would say overall wasn't too difficult, but it did take a couple tries. Eventually I just decided to, instead of playing it safe with things like the Whis, which was kind of leaving me with 1 or 2 bars left every time, instead I just decided, you know what, I'm actually just going to use a Bulma item, and I'm going to basically just prioritize full damage the whole way through. And that definitely made a big difference. It made quite a noticeable difference. You're going to see like Gogeta hit like a 16 million guaranteed crit. So it definitely does make a difference, which helps, because like I said, it helps to take the edge off, helps to just keep us back in line, and yeah, just eventually helps us with like a lot. It keeps us kind of taking over, which is good. Yeah, so overall I would say, you know, basically try this strategy, but yeah, it can be very difficult. Alternative strategies do include using a final form cooler. It's kind of a similar thing to Gogeta, but it's a little bit more difficult to pull off depending on your team. But yeah, ultimately at the end of the day, we got it done, and that's kind of all that matters, I guess, realistically, when you look at it. But yeah, basically that's going to be it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll obviously do the left-hand path and completing all the missions there, and then that's everything done. So yeah, pretty good stuff. And of course, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll definitely be seeing you guys in the next video. So until then, take care, stay safe, and as always, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.